How are we? He's alright. Right, so usual open platform this evening. Um, just a wee bit before we even get to any of that. If you're coming across this and you're new, I'm not going to get into too much detail about the ins and outs of the globular cult concept model. I'm going to just come from a different approach here. At the end of the day, everybody must understand that people are being born into confusion. People are being born into no knowing what they're part of here, what life is, where they came from, what its intention was. These are the underlying fundamental issues that human beings have. Because we do not have the answer to these questions, people are adopting what their culture teaches them, what their friends offer them, what the media is offering them, what their family members are offering them. And it's been handed down through generation to generation, and the confusion, the disempowerment, the bewilderment is being perpetuated. Okay? So if you check anything out, I'm sure people are well aware that they're under a system of corruption, a system that is there to control you. The system is there to control you psychologically and physically. Okay? Now, if you can understand that, it should bring you to the point of the room, the surroundings, the floor, the dimensions of where you actually are. This whole game of deception, manipulation, control, bewilderment, confusion, fear, anxiety, stress is being perpetuated to stop you from realising that you have the ability and we have the potential to connect with something much bigger. Where are we? Who are we? Where did we come from? What is this about? The system that's in place right now is keeping you from that. It's encompassed by a faulty, flawed model, a concept, an idea, an absurdity that gives you an existential narrative. It all came to be. We don't know how. It just happened. A minute density spewed everything we know into the void, into a big empty void, empty space. That big empty space, somehow, all the gases and the wee bits of broken stuff managed to pull themselves together. Lightning and rain happened for millions of years, and you crawled out of soup. It's an existential story that's been paraded as if it was science. It's a religion. Religions are there to psychologically and physically constrain you. It is no different from any of the other existential narratives that are going on in the world right now. Whether it be New Age spiritual bullshit or, 1,000-year-old religions, supposed 1,000-year-old religions. They're one and the same. They're a result of human beings not knowing what this game is. Now, for me, that's being perpetuated deliberately. There is signs and traces for me that we did at one point know and understand what this place was and do a place within it. We lost that somewhere. All the corruption, the methods of control, the downright stupidity that's going on are all results of human beings not having the fundamentals. If you do not have the fundamentals of your existence, you are a delusional moron, clutching desperately at certainty, scratching away at any old idea or concept to try and fill that void within. It's never going to satisfy you. It's at the detriment to yourself and to your children that you're bringing forth into this place. What are you going to offer them? Passing them on your mental delusions? Human beings need to become direct realists again. Human beings need to take back exploration. It's not up to institutions and groups of people to make decisions and tell you stories about who you are and where you are and what's expected of you. That is cult thinking, cult mentality. I am no one of these people. For a good portion of my life, I wandered in confusion and bewilderment. The same as everybody else, thinking I had certainty on wee aspects that I was clutching at. In every avenue, nook and cranny, trying to find answers, trying to progress my understanding of what I was actually part of here. Thinking you're getting knowledge by pursuing the avenue of an idea or a concept, a story. Because you understand that idea or concept or story, you somehow think it must be real. It's not real. What's very real is there is a very real agenda to keep you psychologically, emotionally, physically constrained. You need to ask the questions why. Once you remove that encompassing room, the walls that contain you, that exist only here, you will start to see you've been fed a total nonsense, idiotic, absurd story of you being a hairless monkey on a delicate potato rock, pressurised with water, oceans, rivers, lakes, clinging to it, zipping endlessly through a vacuum in 4 different directions at amazing speeds. More disorientation, more bewilderment, more disempowerment. The very same institutions that brought you the religious existential narratives are the very same people who have incorporated this globe heliocentric crap. You need some fire in your belly, people. We have the opportunity to establish again where we actually are. Adopting strawman cartoons, substitutes, by removing the globe and then trying to replace it with some other cartoon is only going to end in disaster. You're not obliged to pull out of your ass some fantastical concept model of where you think you are. And the people who are trying to perpetuate that and drag you into that are for the watching. What has to happen as human beings is that we have to break out of that. Again, you're under no obligation. You're born into this system. You're born into the claims that are being put to you. You question that. You have the right to stand on the ground of saying, I do not know. I want to pursue a further understanding. I want to progress my understanding. And I'm not going to accept anybody's fucking nonsense. The human beings these days have a propensity to just adopt any old fucking story, depending on their subjective experiences, the circumstances that have surrounded them to the very point of questioning. Up until the very point of questioning, I should say. These are subjective aspects that people, individuals out there have to work out for themselves. Understand yourself. Understand what has brought you to this point. What has influenced you, moulded you. Because it certainly wasn't off your own back. You don't know what you're a part of. You've been walking about in a football field all your life and somebody's been feeding you bullshit about playing fucking volleyball. Just because you've got a grasp on volleyball, you're still in the wrong park. You're playing the wrong game in the wrong place. So, if you'd like to have a discussion, by all means send me an email up there. The globular earth model is only a concept. It's an extrapolation on how you view the world through your eyes. The globular earth is not a tangible, three-dimensional object that can be quantified, measured. It is an abstract mathematical concept. That's why its proofs are predominantly, pretty much 99.9% of them, are visible phenomena. I see something, therefore it fits my wee bias and I'm going to assert it as truth. That's no scientific. That's no objective reasoning. That's cult delusions. I seen a picture on my TV, therefore I'm going to listen to this gobbledygook that explains it. I know water doesn't bend. I know I need a containment to have a pressurised environment within a medium that's a vacuum. I know the geometry that we assume's planar. I know all that, but these people with serious tones seem like intellectual, savvy, sound dudes, and they're offering me up a picture that fits my wee fantasy world. So I'm going to ignore natural physics and natural phenomena, and I'm going to opt for this gobbledygook explanation that fits my picture. That's exactly what the globe model is. So, I'm not interested in people's waffle about what they think's scientific, appealing to consensus, appealing to authority, appealing to, I see something. I'm just a real man. You want me to accept some aspect of my reality that you share with me. You better practically demonstrate every aspect of what you're claiming to me. No excuses, no buys, no cutting corners. I'm not interested in pseudoscientific religious crap. There's a lot of propaganda surrounding this whole question. Labels are being attached to people like myself. Misrepresentations. Barefaced fucking lies. I reject and refuse the pseudoscientific globe concept. I want exploration. I want to tear down the constraints and find out exactly what's here.